everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. Before we get any further, I do want to give a big thank you to BTArtbox for sponsoring today's video. And in today's video, I'm going to be trying their new tortoiseshell collection. These are their new soft coat tips, and they are the tortoiseshell design. Very pretty. So these are different from their XCoat tips. I do have a box of their XCoat tips here. The XCoat tips, they can be applied using gel, and you can cure these under a UV LED nail lamp, whereas the tortoiseshell nails, their new collection, they are soft coat tips, and to apply these you would use the brush on nail glue, which is just a regular air dry nail glue, because these nail tips, they are not transparent enough for the light to be able to reach through and cure the gel. So let's go ahead, open these up, take a look at them. I did pick out the long square shape. They do have some other shapes and lengths available too, a part of this collection. And then I also picked out some brown French tips because I thought these would be great to be able to pair with the tortoiseshell nails. You can, of course, just do a full set of tortoiseshell, but I just thought it would be fun to also kind of mix and match and do some French tips too. So I do want to focus on these ones here. So let's get these opened up. Also, it is shown up here, mix soft gel material, fast apply and remove within 20 minutes, up to 2 weeks of wear. So here is opening up the package. We just have the nail tips in here, but in here we do have the user manual. And then there are a total of 3 sheets of the nail tips, whereas most of their XCoat tips, I think they generally come with 5 strips of nails, but these are pretty. Oh, look at these. Look at how pretty these are. Oh my goodness. And you can definitely tell these are not transparent at all. So if you were to try to apply these using gel, the gel would not cure. So just keep that in mind. You will need to use some sort of air dry nail glue to apply these, because if you're using gel, these aren't intended to be applied using gel, and you can develop an allergy because your gel will not cure properly. But look at how beautiful these are. So like I said, you can use these as just like a full-on nail set of all tortoiseshell, which would be so pretty. Or you can also use these to be able to mix and match and create almost like more of like a custom nail set. So we have those, and then also just want to open up the XCoat brown French tips. It is extremely windy outside, so if you are hearing the wind chimes or any wind, I do apologize, but it has been very windy recently. So here are the XCoat tips, and these ones are a part of their like French tip collection, and this is the brown collection. These are also the long square, so they will be the perfect match to be able to pair these two together, being the exact same shape. So in here we do get a total of 5 strips. You can also see that these ones are nude, so I will be able to use the regular glue gel to apply these. So it looks like we have like a lighter pink, like a tan sandy color, this dark brown. This one is almost like a little orange toned sand color, and then this one is a little bit of a mauvey brown color. I think the best match is going to be this dark brown here. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that is so pretty. Look at these together. That's going to be really nice. So I'll probably end up using these ones here. I do quickly, before we jump in with applying these, I just want to pop one of these off and show you all the quality, because these are really nice nail tips. So here is a close look at the free edge. There is a little piece here just from them being on the strip, but that can easily be filed away. Look at how thick that free edge is though. That is incredible. Also like very strong and durable. For the cuticle area, it is a lot thinner. And it also does have flexibility, which is great. So when we go in and actually apply that nail tip, we're gonna get a very seamless and flawless transition. And these have great durability. I can like hardly bend this nail tip. It is strong, sturdy. When I like bend it in my hand, I feel it like pressing against my skin versus the actual nail tip bending. So I am going to be using these in today's video. Like I said though, I'm going to be mixing them with the XCoat tips just to create a little bit more of like a fun mix and match nail set. So when I apply them, to apply these, I'll use regular air dry nail glue, and then to apply these, I will just use the glue gel, like the gel in a bottle, and cure them. And then also they did send over the French protecting duo. This box includes step number 1, the builder gel, and step number 2, the top coat. So these I will be able to use on the tops of both of the nails, the design tortoiseshell nails and the French tip ones. And we will go in with a coat of the builder gel and a coat of the top coat just to help seal in, protect the design on both of the nails and also give a glossy finish. I will say though, these also look really good matte. Almost kind of makes me want to do the matte, but I think I'll see what they look like glossy first. My natural nails are now prepped, so let's go ahead and get these nails sized out. And I have decided I'm going to use the darker brown French tip color, and I'm going to do the French tips on 3 of the nails and then the tortoiseshell on my ring and middle finger here. So I'm just going to size out to match whichever design I want to use on the fingers and place my nail tips here on my palette. Here are how the nails are looking, and now I'm almost deciding if I want to do a tortoiseshell on my thumb. I don't know, I think I might. Should I do a tortoiseshell? You know what, I think I am going to. I think we'll just do 2 French tips and then 3 tortoiseshell. I think I'll decide with the thumb. I'll keep it laid out like this, and then I'll decide if I want to do a tortoiseshell or the French tip on my thumb once I have these 4 applied. So I am going to start off with the tortoiseshell nails, and BTArtbox sent over this ultra bonding brush on nail glue. This will be my first time trying this out. So here's what it looks like, and then it has like a little brush. Wow, it is extremely windy. Okay, so let's work on these nails, and I'm actually going to pull out my little buffer here. If your nails were prepped, you wouldn't want to have any base for the nails that you're using the brush on nail glue, but you would want to have like a gel base for the nails that you're applying using gel. So something to keep in mind. I just have a peel off base coat on, but for the nails that I'm using the tortoiseshell, I'm just gonna go in here and buff those nails just so it's as if the nails are dry and like a natural nail, but I'm gonna be removing these, so I don't wanna like completely buff off the peel off base coat. So now that I have done that, I am going to take the brush on nail glue and I'm going to brush some on my natural nail. And then I'm also going to brush some onto the nail tip. This is a really nice applicator brush. And then we are going to apply this just like we would a press-on and hold that in place for a few seconds to allow the glue to dry. I have never been the biggest fan of applying nail tips using nail glue. I feel like I always struggle a little bit, and I tend to always pick up my hand before it's actually dried. That is one reason why I like using gel, because once I apply it and do my cure, I know it's stuck in place. Whereas like holding this, I could lift my hand up now and I wouldn't know for sure if it's dried, and then it might create air bubbles. So I'm just going to hold this down for a few seconds and then I will repeat the process to the other nail. I always like to brush the nail glue onto my natural nail and also onto the nail tip. This nail glue is really nice, and it did dry really quick too, which is good. And then we'll just hold that nail in place. And then I will wait to decide on the thumbnail just until I get the French tip nails applied. So I'm gonna be very careful not to bump these two nails just while they are still setting up and drying. I also wanna say that with these tortoiseshell nails, you can use a air dry nail glue, or you can also use some like glue tabs as well if you want to do that. Just keep in mind you cannot use gel to apply the tortoiseshell design. So I am now pulling out the XCoat Tips gel glue, and I'm going to use this to apply the French tip nails. So for the pinky and the index, because these ones are the XCoat tips, so that means they can be applied using gel. If you don't want to apply them using gel, you can also use glue tabs or even the air dry nail glue. But like I said, I prefer using gel, so that is what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to apply that gel into the nail tip and then slowly lower it onto my natural nail. And you're able to see the gel, you're able to see if there are any bubbles. Once I do have the gel at my free edge, I will then just hold that nail tip in place and do my flash cure. I do a little bit of a longer flash cure just because these are pre-colored, but with any of the BTArtbox XCoat tips that are intended to be applied using gel, I have never had any issues with any uncured gel. I will say though, I also do a full cure in a large full powered nail lamp after I am finished with the flash cures. So that's just something to keep in mind. A larger nail lamp is recommended just so you can ensure a full cure. So once I do have these nail tips applied, I will go into my large full powered nail lamp and do a full 60-second cure. So I have these 4 nails applied, and I have decided to use the tortoiseshell on the thumb because these are very pretty. So I'm gonna come back in with the brush-on air dry nail glue. Oh wait, first let's go ahead and buff my peel off base coat here. Again, for whatever nails that you are applying the tortoiseshell design to, you would want a very dry surface and not have a peel off base coat if you are wanting the nails to last. But I just went ahead, did that. Now I'm gonna take the brush on glue, apply some of that to my natural nail. And then I'm also going to apply some to the nail tip, just like that. And then we are going to get this nail tip placed, and then I'm going to hold it down for a few seconds to allow for that nail glue to dry. Now that I have all of the nails applied, I'm just quickly going to take a hand file and crisp up the free edge of the nails, just because from this little piece, from them being on the little nail strip. Keep in mind, you will not want to buff over the nail surface because you will remove the design. So I am now going to go in with the Protecting Duo Step 1 first, the builder gel, and I'm going to apply a layer of this to all of the nails, and then I will cure. And I'm going to do this on both the French tip nails and also the tortoiseshell nails. This is going to add an extra layer of strength, and it's also going to help seal in the French tip design and also the tortoiseshell design. That way you will be able to get away with wearing these nails for much longer and still having a very clean design without it chipping off. I am now going to go in with step number 2, the top coat, apply a layer of this to all of the nails and do another 60-second cure. here are the nails after I have the Protecting Duo Step 1 and Step 2 applied and cured. I'm now going to go in with my cuticle oil. I'm going to apply this to my cuticles. Rub that in to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And here is the finishing look of how the nails turned out. These were so quick and easy, and I absolutely love the result. I mean, look at how beautiful this new tortoiseshell design is. And even though I don't like using regular air dry nail glue, I will say this brush on nail glue was very easy to use. I loved the brush. It was so easy to brush onto my natural nail, to brush onto the nail tip, and then it dried really quickly too, which is nice. And even though I applied some of these using gel and some of them applying the nail glue, they all feel very sturdy. They're all strong on my natural nails, and I have a feeling that if you use gel, like you mix and match like how I did, no matter what, I feel like the nails are still going to last a very long time, which is perfect. And then also if you have the Protecting Duo going in with Step 1, the builder gel, Step 2, the top coat, it is going to seal in the design and make the nails look cuter a lot longer versus like having the design chip off. If you love the tortoise shell design, I highly recommend picking these up from BTArtbox. Like I mentioned in the beginning, they do have a few other shapes and lengths available too. So if you are not a square person, I think they have like stiletto, almond, coffin maybe even. I'm not 100% sure, but I will have these linked down below in the description box for you all in case you do want to pick them up for yourselves. Keep in mind, you can definitely mix and match. You can also just use all of the tortoise shell, which is really nice, complete customizing, and they are so quick and so easy to apply, perfect for beginners. I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Thank you BTArtbox again for sponsoring and sending over these new nail tips for me to try out. I absolutely love them, and I feel like BTArtbox always drops amazing quality nail tips. If you have not tried them, what are you waiting for? You are definitely missing out. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.